I want to talk about new bits of kit that I've bought myself recently. It was a matter of having to, really, especially this respirator. This is known as a 3M Versaflow. I've got the backpack version. If I turn around, you can just see the actual power unit. It's an older version. I got it second hand. It came with new filters. Well, I think the hard hat had hardly been used. This is the M106 hard hat, again made by 3M. It's an absolute game changer. It allows me to work in a very dusty environment. It protects my eyes and obviously my lungs from breathing in the dust. Also the actual visor itself, polycarbonate, and when you're working up very close to the grinder, you know, you can with this you can get really close, and you're secure in the knowledge that you're not going to get a belt fly off and whack you in the face, or anything going to take your eye out or something, you know. But I like the fact that it actually draws the air in from behind. Whereas my old helmet, which I've got here, my old dust mask, this one has got the filters on the front, and then, I'm not kidding, every quarter of an hour I was having to vacuum them and unclog them. It served me well, but it wasn't as good, nowhere near as good as this, what I've got now. And this allows me to work in comfort. I've got great visibility. It's just comfortable to wear all day. The battery lasts all day as well. And I've got also tear off strips on the visor, so if it scratches I just tear that off and I put a new one on. I got a couple of packs of those, so I've always got a nice clean visor to look through. The other game-changing thing for me, and I saw this on Mike Palmer's YouTube channel. Mike's a UK knife maker, part-time, and he's also a mechanic and an engineer, and he'd started to turn his hand to making accessories for the knife maker, which is a very wise move, really, because in the Klondike there was a gold rush, and everyone rushed over there to make their fortunes making gold. But the people that actually made the fortune in the end were the people that supplied the shovels. And this is a bit akin to what Mike's doing. I think he's a clever old boy, really. There's a living to be made out of making knives. It is hard work and long hours, and it's dusty, dirty work. But there's also a lucrative living probably to be made out of supplying the knife maker. And the thing is that here in the UK we're not very well served. We've just got a couple of people making grinders. Getting parts and accessories up until now, up until recently, hasn't been that good. But we've got the likes of Mike, MP Custom Blades. We've got the likes of Ground Flat Stock, and they supply the steel and lots of other accessories for the UK knife maker. And so we are beginning to catch up with the rest of the world. But I've always had to go to source my bits from America in the past, you know, and it's been a right palaver having to import stuff and pay import duties. And now with Mike adding a range of kit for the knife maker, it just it's needed. And not only that, he is a jolly decent fellow as well. I've met Mike a couple of times. I've got a couple of bits and pieces that I've bought from him in the past. I've got my knife maker's vice. I've had that for 2 or 3 years now. Yeah, absolutely essential piece of kit. Got a scribing tool that I use that Mike supplied. And he seems to produce very functional pieces of kit. It's not built to a price, it's built to do the job. So what have I bought? Well, I've bought another grinder, but when I saw this grinder, I knew that it would make my life so much easier. You can see behind me, there's my two downland grinders. They have served me well. They have served me well. I've had the one on the right I've had for nearly 8 years, I think. And so I can't knock those grinders. They have served me well. And they continue to serve me well as well. But there's certain things that I can do with Mike's grinder that I can't do with those. And also having a third grinder, well, can a knife maker have too many grinders? Ask yourself. The answer is no. But I've got those grinders set up in there. I've got that room configured for the real bad dust, because I've got dust extraction equipment in there. I haven't brought it into this little area here yet, but I've got no room in there for my new grinder, so I've had to put it just here. And I'm predominantly going to do my metal grinding on it, I think, mostly, although I have done a little bit of wood grinding. Let's bring the camera around just to show you. So this is the grinder. It's set. The big thing about this grinder is it has the ability to flip. So at the moment I've got it set up with a work table here with cutouts to accommodate the various diameters of wheels. I've got the small wheel attachment for this grinder, and so I can grind various different radii now. I've also ordered the larger contact wheel set, but apparently they're coming in from China, and they're not here yet, maybe for the coronavirus reasons, I don't know, but anyway, they'll arrive in due course. And I've got this grinder flipped at the moment into its horizontal configuration, and it means that I can stand at the grinder and do my work, and really get really accurate grinds and just do a real nice job of it. The grinder runs so smoothly. It's the smoothest grinder of the three that I've got. It has such good tracking wheels, tracking adjustments. The ease of changing the belts, there's a gas ram, but it's not a heavy, hard to use gas ram. I don't have to move the tool arm to change the belt. I can just simply reach with my hand, push the gas ram in, lift the belt off, reposition a new belt. And as I say, I've got the contact wheel set, so it's a simple process to change wheel diameters for various different radii that I want. It's just so good to have this machine available to us UK knife makers. It's very heavy construction. I should say, what's that? Made from 8mm thick steel, very heavily welded construction, with a base plate which I've got mounted onto my bench and bolted down. I'm absolutely delighted with it, and not only that, you know, it's the ability to change tool rests. I've got a platen. I've got a I think Mike calls it is it a loose platen or a slack platen, so you can use that to grind contours, and perhaps even it will allow you to grind some sort of a convex. I think you need a bit more, less slackness though to do a decent convex, maybe, but convex grinds aren't my thing anyway. I like it also because it's got such a great tool rest, a much larger tool rest than what I have on my other two grinders, and that's going to give me a lot more flexibility in grinding the bevels and other sort of things that I've got to do on the grinder. So absolutely delighted with it. It's got let's have a look. What is the motor called? A Brook Compton motor. It's 1.5 kilowatt, so I think that's about 1.5 horsepower. Absolutely plenty of power and speed for the sort of knife making that I do. It's also controlled by an Invertec drive, which I think converts single phase to 3-phase, and it allows you to adjust the speed of the motor. Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with this. Absolutely delighted with it. This grind is built to last. Very, very solid, sturdy construction, built by a decent guy. I think there's a couple of them actually building it. I think Ralph and Mike are the two people. And I'm just so pleased that we've got people making these things for us in the UK now. But going back to the safety equipment, I was when I first got into knife making, I didn't realise how dusty it was, you know. And as I say, I had the other face mask I just showed you, and I also had these respirators, sort of half face ones. There's no way ever I'd use that again now, because my eye, some of you know about it, some of you don't. The new people following me on YouTube or wherever won't know about it, but I've got a dodgy eye, and it's not just a dodgy eye. A number of years ago, I had a type of brain tumour known as an acoustic neuroma. When they took the tumour out, well, they took part of it away. They left part of it in there, believe it or not. So I live with a sort of it's stable, you know. I'm not worried about it, so please don't be concerned about it. But the surgery paralysed my face, and as a result of that, the eyesight in my left eye was diminishing. I think it's the cornea was being scratched up and damaged, and when I was going to bed at night and sleeping, apparently my eye was remaining open, and this was causing the eye to become dry. So they put this weight there. You can see it. They put a gold weight in my eyelid. I often get asked, "What's wrong with your face?" So you don't need to ask me now. They put a gold weight in there, and what was supposed to happen when you're asleep and you relax, the weight under gravity would just close the eyelid a little bit more and preserve the eye. So it might well have done that, but the vision has deteriorated in my left eye, so there's no doubt about that either. But since having this mask, and I've had this now for a couple of weeks, the amount of discomfort that I've been experiencing has gone down dramatically. The acuity of vision in my eye, although it's not great, it's improved, you know. And to be honest with you, with the way that I was going and the way I was feeling about my eye, it was becoming a real issue for me. And so I'm just so grateful that I actually bit the bullet and went out and spent the money on this kit. I wish now I'd done it years ago. It's not cheap. To buy what I've got here, to buy it brand new, is £800, £860 I think, for a new helmet, and the backpack is £860. But it is absolutely fantastic. There's absolutely no dust hazard at all to me when I'm wearing this. It's just a game changer, just brilliant. So anyway, I think that's about all I've really got to say about the workshop at the moment. It is. I've just finished a batch of wasp knives. I've done a large batch. I've just done 12 of them. I sold a few last week and I got a few going out to people this week. So by the time you get to see this video, all these little wasp knives will have had homes, so there's no point in asking me about them. But I am ongoing with the stainless. I've had a successful heat treat on one of the blades. I did initially heat treat a whole batch of them, 6-7 blades altogether, over £200 worth of steel, and then I tested them and I just was not happy at all with the testing. I could not get the temper Rockwells down. I did another video, the previous video. I'll put a little card up for that. But anyway, I decided I had to start again, so I had to go through a process of annealing those, which was a long-winded process and burnt a lot of electric. Anyway, I successfully annealed them. Then I hardened one up, and a lower austenitizing temperature, and it worked quite well actually. But I'm on the process now, doing the next one over the probably tomorrow actually, and I'm going to be altering a few values on the temperatures as well. And I've got some more dry ice coming, so I'm hoping that perhaps by the end of this week, early next week, I'll have my first finished stainless knife in CPM 154. Keeping my fingers crossed for that. And once I get the place tidied up, because after a batch of knives there's an incredible amount of dust in here. After I get the place tidied up, I might just do another workshop tour. So that's it, the dust. It really is horrendous. Anyone thinking of getting into this job, you've just got to have the right PPE, and this is it. This sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, check out Mike Palmer. I'll put a link in the description box to Mike. Mike, if you're watching this, thanks so much. I am absolutely over the moon with this bit of kit. Sometimes when it's Christmas and you get your presents and you get something you've wished for, you wanted all your life or for years and years, and you get it, and after you've received it, and you played with it for a little bit, then you start to get a little bit disillusioned and disappointed, or you think, oh, well, is that it, sort of thing, This isn't like that. This grinder, when I first unwrapped it and plugged it in, I thought, wow, and when I started to use it, it just grew on me. It's fantastic. You can tell I'm a really happy bunny. Right, cheers everybody, see you in the next one. Bye. Just listen to that. How quiet is that?